What's up, guys? Welcome back to this week's market outlook. For this week, we're going to be covering from the 27th to the 1st of July. Okay, so I don't really have a lot of announcements to talk about for this week. I already looked at the news. There's not really a lot of news. I believe Wednesday is the only day we're going to see a lot of news and see a lot of, reactions in the market. So you can look at that and you can check that out for yourself and see exactly what's going on with the news. Okay, but at the most part, there's not a lot of news this week. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, starting off with DXY. Now, we talked about DXY in this distribution that was occurring the other week, right? And we talked about how this distribution could lead us coming into this area right here, this area of demand, which is a reaccumulation, right? So essentially what we're waiting for is we're waiting for DXY to move. Essentially, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of movement this past week at all. We just ranged, right? So after we came and tapped into this supply here out of the distribution, we didn't see a lot of reaction. Because of that, that's making me believe that potentially this could just become another just reaccumulation right here. We're not seeing that intent from the bearish side at all, right? So that is what is leading me to think that we could potentially just reaccumulate from here and just continue higher. So with that being said, we're just going to continue on EU, and you can kind of assume what's been going on with EU as well for the past week or two. We haven't really gotten a lot of movement. Okay, so essentially, I mean, we had this, area of demand here where the market reacted from. We didn't really see a sign of strength from there. And then we had this recent area created last week. And from there, we actually did break this high, and then this mess happened. Okay, didn't really see anything clean in there, so that happened. Essentially, what I'm going to be waiting for is either just a redistribution out of EU, so essentially we probably get another high and then we just redistribute, or what I want to see is that we come inside of this area right here, this supply zone, and I want to see that lower time frame come in, get a lower time frame distribution, continue to market down, right? We have to see some type of intent from sellers on this market. Now, of course, you can see how hard it is for this market to buy right now. I mean, you can just see the momentum of buyers is just super slow right now. GU is the better setup out of the two, since we did create a new order flow leg. Okay, we have from this high to this low, so we have proper structure going on GU. Now for GU, I'm just going to be waiting for us to get back into the supply zone. Okay, waiting for us to get in here, waiting for that minor sign of weakness, waiting for that bearish intent, waiting for sellers to actually show that they want to sell from here. Once we get that, we will pull the trigger and we'll sell it down. All right. We've already talked about GU plenty of times of how it's bearish on higher time frames, so there's no need to go into all that. Now on UJ, I don't have a specific area that I'm looking for. I'm really just looking for any signs of buyer's intent from this huge manipulation. All right, so we get something right here, then I'm a buyer, right? Anywhere inside of this huge area, I'm a buyer on UJ. So that is the bias on UJ. I'm just looking for buys. I'm not gonna keep trying to sell UJ. There's no point of trying to sell UJ. It hasn't been showing us any seller's intent. Okay, so just try to find an option to buy it. Now, essentially, I'm not going to be looking for scalps on UJ, but I'm going to be looking for that overall accumulation, or overall a schematic that show me buyers are ready to buy this market again. All right. So just make sure you have a close watch on UJ, because it will run away from you. It's been doing it for the past couple of months. All right. Now, USD CHF, we have broken some order flow on here. We've broken this area right here that we've seen some type of buyers get into, but from then, right, this market has came back down. We invalidated it. So the next area of demand we're going to come to is going to be this area here. We could come into this huge area itself. We could come into these smaller areas, but I just know that we're coming to target this demand here. All right, so just look out for that. That's where I'm targeting. Now, what you could do is you could play the opposite side if you want. And so as USD CHF goes down, you could try to catch these potential counter trends down. So the area that I'm looking at right now is going to be this manipulation of Asian highs. We had a break of structure, and this is what ultimately caused us to break this huge demand. All right, so since that is the area that caused the break of the huge demand, we could potentially see the market come up here, create a distribution. I have to see a distribution to take the sell. because it is counter trend. So basically what you want to do is just wait for that distribution and just take the market lower. So we're going on a higher time frame on USD CAD. We have made an overall high. So from this low to this high, this is one leg towards the upside. So with that being said, right after making this high, we could see the potential of a reversal. It's important that I say that because I'm going to be talking about potential sells here on UCAD, and that'll give you a reason why that I talk about sells on UCAD. Okay, so I'm all for taking reversals, right? Taking reversals, hedging. I'm all for that. Instead of just waiting for this market to come back into the actual demand here, since it doesn't look like we're going to respect this reaccumulation right here. And after this reaccumulation, I don't see no other area here that's going to stop us unless we get back into this leg down there. Okay, so unless we get back into that origin, we don't have anything here that's stopping us unless we just create demand inside of these areas. All right. So essentially what we could do on USD CAD is as soon as we break this low, confirming that we haven't validated this reaccumulation and validating demand, I will wait for a possible distribution to take us lower and targeting this demand zone right here. Okay. So that's simply what I'm going to be doing on USD CAD. Watch out for that potential reaccumulation. Understand this is bullish. This is a bullish market, so you don't want to be fixated on sales, but this could be a potential hedge opportunity to come back into this area. Now on GJ, I was looking at some potential buying opportunities out of here, right? Out of this small little demand zones over here from last week. Now, looking at this, we could potentially go down here. Okay, we could go back into this huge demand. So I'm just letting you guys know before I talk about this area. So the reason why I was looking at this area is because we have this demand zone right here, and from there we have been creating some change of characters. All right, we've been creating some small price action. We've seen accumulation on here on lower time frame. So from there, what I was looking for, just gonna look for another lower time frame with bullish intent. All right. So looking at an overall view, understand that we could come lower inside of this area. If we do not get that bullish intent from here anymore, then we could see this market just can come back into here. Now, overall, we are bullish on GJ, so that is why it's okay to, trade the smaller time frame, the order flow, because we're just bullish on GJ, and it's one of those markets that will take off and not try to give you any entries, right? It's just like UJ. All right, so going on with another one of those type of markets, CADJ. All right, these JPY pairs, they will take off. They will take off on you without giving any opportunities, any entries. So you have to try to catch it on these lower time frames. All right, CADJ is a little bit more cleaner. We have an accumulation right here, rated some Asian lows, rated liquidity. And essentially what I'm looking for is I'm just going to be looking for some signs of bullish intent from one of these two areas. If not, we could come inside of this huge manipulation itself. So we could come a little bit lower and accumulate here. But basically the overall view of this is I'm looking for buys on CADJ. Okay, that's basically what I want you to understand, is just look for buys on these JPY pairs because they are going and not giving entries. All right, that's basically what it is. So try to catch an entry while you can. All right. So looking at some crypto, nothing has changed, right? Nothing big has changed. I'm still looking to see if we can come inside of this huge reaccumulation here. That is the last demand that I see us coming into, honestly, unless we can just create a good accumulation right here that shows us buyers are getting into this market. If not, then understand that we're probably going lower inside of here. Okay, so Bitcoin is pretty easy market right now. We are officially bearish until we break this high all the way up here. Ultimately, until we break this high, because this is one huge leg. But this is our current order flow leg going down. All right, so we are officially in a bearish market. We have been ever since we broke this low. So understand that, and we could come into here, right? It's very possible we could. So that is pretty much it for this market outlook, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.